In this video, we're going to continue looking at some of the other controls that we have in ScalaFX. Last time, we added a toolbar and a progress bar. Now I want to put below that progress bar, I want to put a scroll bar in there. So val scroll bar equals new scroll bar, and let's position it below the progress bar. So scroll bar dot layout x equals 20, layout y equals, we'll go another 50 down, 130, not 1,300, and I'm going to make it the same size. So scroll bar dot pref width equals 260. That way it'll kind of line up with the progress bar that is sitting above it. Another thing that we need to set on our scroll bar is our scroll bar needs to know what the minimum and maximum values are that it's scrolling in between. So scroll bar dot min, I'm going to make it so our scroll bar goes from 0 to 100. Scroll bar dot max is 100. And now we can add that scroll bar into our GUI and run it to see what this looks like. We have our progress bar inside of here, which turns out this is kind of the default behavior. Once we start incrementing and decrementing, it will not run back and forth. And we have a scroll bar, which we can move around between values manually. Now I want to put a separator between the left-hand side of the window and the right-hand side. So we already used one separator inside of our toolbar. I want to add another one, but this time have it kind of go through the entire GUI. So val separator equals a new separator. I need to tell it where I want it to go. Val, no, not val. Separator dot layout x equals, well, I want this in the middle of our window. Our window is 600 across, so 300. Separator dot layout y needs to be far enough down so that it does not overlap with our menu bar. 70 will work well for that. That is where we put the top of the progress bar. One thing about separators is you have to tell them whether they are going to go horizontal or vertically. And the default is horizontal, so we need to change the orientation on this. And in order to do that, we have to set it to orientation. I'm missing an I in there. Okay. Dot vertical. Okay. In order for that to work, we're going to have to go up here and import orientation. Turns out that the orientation type is in ScalaFX.geometry.orientation. Okay. And we should give it a preferred height. Our entire window is 300 in height. Separator.pref height equals, how about 270? Actually, 230. We'll make it go to the bottom of the window. And we can run to see if we not found value orientation. Well, I know that I have a typo in here because the import was unhappy too. So I'm double typoing ScalaFX dot geometry dot orientation. Oh, I see the problem. I misspelled one of the easy things, the ScalaFX at the very beginning. Okay, so now we get our little separator in there. I could probably move it up, play with it, but there's no point in doing that in this video. If we were going to really worry about the structure of our GUI, we could do that. And then on the other side of this, I want to have a slider. So that'll be the last thing that we add for this video, and we'll come back and make them all interactive in the next one. So let's make a slider. New slider. And for the slider, we actually give it values when we create it. We can pull up the API here and look at a slider. We give it a min, max, and the current value. So I'm going to have the slider go from 0 to 10 and start off at the 0. Slider dot layout x will be, well, the separator is at 300, so I'm going to go to 320. Slider dot layout y is equal to 70, so it will line up with our progress bar. Slider dot pref width will be the same 260 that we've kind of done for everything. And we'll add the slider in, and that way you can see what a slider looks like. It's like this, and we can drag things back and forth. In some ways, it's similar to the scroll bar, but this visual appearance for the scroll bar tells people that this is supposed to be a scroll bar. This is more for doing adjustments, just the visual appearance, what people expect these things to actually do. So we'll come back in the next video, and we'll make these things interactive so that we can actually alter the values or tell how we get values out from these various components.